Are you struggling to convert a SQL query into Laravel Eloquent? You're not alone. Today, we're going to tackle this common issue and help you get it right. I totally understand how frustrating it can be when you think you have the right code, but it just doesn't work. Many developers face this challenge, and it can really slow down your progress. Here's the specific situation we're looking at. A user asked how to convert a SQL query that selects rows between a start date and an end date into Laravel Eloquent. They tried using the where-between method, but encountered an error. Sound familiar? Let's dive into this together. So what went wrong? The error message indicates that the query is trying to use the current date as a column name instead of a value. This is a common mistake when using the where-between method. And stick around. At the end of this video, I'll share a pro tip that will help you avoid similar issues in the future. To resolve the user's issue, we need to adjust the way the where-between method is used in Laravel. The user should pass the current date and time as a string instead of using carbon directly in the method. Next, the user should modify the query to correctly reference the start and end date columns. The where-between method requires the column name first, followed by an array of values. Now the user should ensure that the end date is also included in the query. This means we need to adjust the parameters passed to where-between to include both the start and end dates. Finally, the user can run the updated query to fetch the schedule records that fall between the current date and time and the end date. This should resolve the error they encountered. Fun fact, Laravel was created by Taylor Otwell in 2011, and it has since become one of the most popular PHP frameworks. You're in good company using it. Now, let's look at the answers provided by other users. An alternative approach suggested by another user involves using two separate where clauses instead of where-between. They recommend checking if the start date is less than or equal to the current date, and if the end date is greater than or equal to the current date. Now, let's see a response from a different user. An alternative approach suggested by another user involves using the where method instead of where-between. They recommend checking if the current date is greater than the start date and less than the end date. That's all for that response. Let's see what someone else had to say. An alternative solution provided by a user suggests using the where-between method correctly. They recommend specifying the date field and passing the start and end dates as an array. Additionally, the user mentions that you can combine where-between with other conditions using a closure. This allows for more complex queries. Here's the pro tip I promised. Always double-check your method parameters. It can save you a lot of time and headaches when debugging your code. And there you have it. You should now be able to convert your SQL query into Laravel Eloquent without any issues. If you found this video helpful, please hit the subscribe button for more tips. And don't forget to check out our other videos for more Laravel insights.